Although it's been some time. Not too much time, but almost 2 months now. I'm on the other side of the pond now, after what feels like, I don't know, half a year. And it hasn't even been, as I've said, a full 2 months. I don't really know how to describe everything that's transpired. Not even going back 2 months, but almost three. I spent my birthday in a place called Lake Geneva in Wisconsin, and was reading a book that, for whatever reason, had to meet my gaze by the will of God. I stepped into a bookshop. I searched for 8 different books. A new copy of Aerosmith, because mine is tattered. A couple of titles by John Steinbeck. And when it came to Stendhal's The Red and the Black, I got to a point where I got so frustrated about not being able to find anything I was looking for. I went up to the front desk and it said Paradise Lost, almost in a bit of a rage. And he quite calmly pointed me towards the poetry section that was behind me. And I looked for Milton and couldn't find it. And I turned around and I had this green and gold book catch my eye. And I was able to see the fact that it's a poetry collection by Sir Walter Scott. And what transpired even before this was a decision to move across the pond after marriage, to move to the United Kingdom. After Pascha this year, it became increasingly clear that I would take this business venture of anti-fragile fitness across the pond. And I would work in person to make it into something great. I never really had any intentions of coming back to the United Kingdom. Not for not for a while now. But I have been convinced, upon prayer, upon counsel, to go through with the suggestion. And I fell asleep at the wheel this past summer on the highway while traffic was at a standstill. And I had this dream of pure ecstasy where I was in some kind of grove. I somehow inherently knew that it was somewhere between the north of England, Northumbria, and Scotland. And I remember physically feeling an ecstasy and seeing people in what could maybe even be considered something akin to the Garden of Eden. I saw a sword. I saw a sword in the stone in a grove, not in a lake. And I woke up almost in sorrow at the fact that it was just a dream. began driving us. I heard the honks behind me. The traffic began to move. And these months later, when my eyes fell upon this green and gold collection of Sir Walter Scott that I'm staring at now, I opened this book to the beginning of his long poem, The Lady in the Lake. The lady in the lake that holds the sword. And on my birthday, I had this book with me, wanting to read it by the lake. And I sat with my now wife, who was then still my fiance, and I said, I'm getting flashes. I'm training flashes of returning to England to get something I've lost. Get something that's taken from me. And I just don't know if I have it anymore. So much time has passed. I feel the call to fight, but it's been so long. And it's only been a year and a half. And Victoria said to me, I don't see what the problem is. You went to the Dark City, you rescued the princess, and now you're on the main track, the main mission. And as she says this, what came into my eye line was a boat on Lake Geneva, a boat called the Lady of the Lake. And I knew to walk into the darker part of the forest surrounding the lake, the darker side, to see it through. And I believe that is where I am now. Immense turmoil followed that month, up until the point of my wedding day, on that day where it was storming rain in the morning, to which I wouldn't have it any other way. And I went to church, I confessed my sins. I beat my body one last time in that dungeon in Chicago. And I drove home to put on a tuxedo to see my wife in her wedding dress for the first time. And to take pictures in front of the Tribune Tower, London House, and other glorious stone towers of Chicago's storied past. I went through the sacrament in the cathedral, a sacrament that demanded more focus than joy.